As a lifelong fan of the Metroidvania subgenre, a game recently caught my eye around the time of E3. This title is called Blasphemous, and it is developed by a Spanish indie studio by the name of The Game Kitchen. This game at first glance seems like a really impressive mashup of Bloodborne, Dante's Inferno, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night pretty much, and it's like they had a beautiful 2D side-scrolling satanic baby. And taking inspiration from the Souls games, the way that the game's story is told is not straightforward, and you have to really go out of your way and explore and read item descriptions to really learn what's going on in the world of Custodia. Custodia is a place where religion is of the highest importance, and superstition is very prevalent. And it just so happens that churches are outnumbering people 2 to 1. So, what's the deal here? Well, the guy you play as is called the Penitent One, and he's the last survivor of a massacre group called the Silent Sorrow. As the Penitent One, you find yourself in this nightmarish world that has been corrupted by what is called the Miracle. The Miracle is a curse cast by God on everyone as punishment for blasphemy and inadequate worship. This turns most people into some horrible creatures, and those that are left have to seek their own road to redemption. The Penitent One himself is on a quest to end the miracle and save the world and find the source of his very own anguish. While it may look like a Metroidvania, Blasphemous is not exactly that, as in Metroidvania games you need a certain ability to progress to a certain point in the game, and in this case, it seems like you can just go anywhere you'd like. Kind of like the Souls games where you can immediately start off and just go to the highest level areas, and just get thoroughly crapped on. The gameplay itself looks very similar to something akin of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, with a lot more reliance on platforming elements as you can dangle on edges. Expect a fast-paced, pretty in-depth hack-and-slash game that requires you to be pretty skilled with the combat, on top of devastating combos and, some pretty nasty kills. You're also able to locate and equip relics, rosary beads, to give you new abilities and stat boosts, depending on what type of build you're going for in the game. And you can equip prayers that act as a form of magic that can call on the powers of heaven to aid you in your quest. Also borrowing from the Souls formula, Blasphemous contains elements such as death and rebirth, large-scale bosses, weird currency used to upgrade the Penitent One's sword, and some of the character designs are very familiar to some people we might know. From what I've seen, there's also a large variety of enemy types, and quite frankly, a lot of the bosses look pretty terrifying. The level designs look to be very dynamic and fleshed out, along with being interconnected. And I'm just seriously in love with the gothic aesthetic with these demonic undertones. This terrifically dark game centering on religious superstition is right up my alley, and I'm highly impressed by its no-holds-barred explicit content that is really bound to possibly upset some people. Quite frankly, I expect Blasphemous to be a very good game, as it is comprised of all of my favorite real-life interests, like horror and the occult and Castlevania.
No shit.
And the best part is, Blasphemous will be releasing sometime in 2019 for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One. Anyone else is incredibly hyped for this game as I am? Please let me know in the comments, and if you feel so inclined, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, see you next time.